Gold standard returns. Iraq and neighbors prepare to abandon the dollar fiat currency system. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Gold standard returns. Iraq and neighbors prepare to abandon the dollar fiat currency system. On July 17, 2024, by Awake in 3D. The secret plans of Iraq and neighboring countries to fortify their economies with gold reserves and join the new BRICS gold oil-backed currency system. Iraq and its neighboring Middle Eastern nations are accelerating their gold accumulation at an unprecedented pace. This strategic move signals a clear intent to shield their economies from the potential collapse of the dollar-dominated fiat currency system. Moreover, the Middle East is strengthening its ties with the BRICS alliance, distancing itself from the G7 Western Bloc. This alignment suggests that countries like Iraq are preparing to actively engage in a new BRICS gold-backed financial system and the UNT gold and oil-backed currency unit for international trade. Such developments would lead to a significant revaluation (RV) of their currencies against dominant global fiat currencies like the US dollar and euro, signaling the beginning of the global currency reset (GCR). In this article, Iraq's significant increase in gold reserves. Middle Eastern nations' collective gold holdings. Strategic alliances with BRICS over G7. Implications for global currency exchange rates. Iraq and its neighboring Middle Eastern nations are rapidly accumulating gold reserves, positioning themselves strategically against the backdrop of a collapsing global fiat currency system. This trend highlights a shift towards bolstering financial security through tangible assets, diverging from a reliance on dollar-dominated fiat currencies. Iraq's significant increase in gold reserves. Iraq has significantly increased its gold reserves, reaching 142.58 tons in the first quarter of 2024, up from 138.44 tons in the previous quarter. This marks a historical high for Iraq, reflecting a strategic effort by the Central Bank of Iraq to diversify its foreign assets amid ongoing economic uncertainty. Historically, Iraq's gold reserves have averaged 46.32 tons from 2000 to 2024, with a record low of 0 tons in 2000. The central bank's strategy includes purchasing small quantities of gold over multiple transactions, ensuring a steady accumulation aligned with market conditions. Middle Eastern nations' collective gold holdings. The World Gold Council's latest data for May reveals that 5 Arab countries, including Iraq, collectively possess over 1,000 tons of gold reserves. Saudi Arabia leads the pack, followed by Lebanon, Algeria, Libya, and Iraq. This significant accumulation underscores the importance of gold as a key investment for central banks in the region amid ongoing geopolitical and economic uncertainties. The focus on gold reserves by these nations highlights a regional trend of leveraging gold as a hedge against the obvious implosion of fiat currencies and the mathematically unsustainable global debt they create. Strategic alliances with BRICS over G7. Intriguingly, Middle Eastern countries, including Iraq, are strengthening ties with the BRICS alliance rather than the G7 Western alliance. This alignment suggests a strategic pivot towards a gold-backed financial system being developed by BRICS. The potential participation of Middle Eastern nations in the new BRICS gold-backed financial system and the UNT gold and oil-backed currency unit for international trade represents a significant shift in global economic alliances. This move could herald a new era of financial stability and independence for these nations, reducing their vulnerability to the volatility of fiat currencies. Implications for global currency exchange rates. The accelerated gold accumulation by Iraq and other Middle Eastern nations sets the stage for a significant currency exchange rate revaluation, RV, against dominant global fiat currencies such as the US dollar and euro. As these nations prepare to participate in a gold-backed financial system, the traditional dominance of fiat currencies could be challenged. This shift could lead to more stable and resilient economies in the Middle East, fostering greater economic security and sovereignty. Iraq and its Middle Eastern neighbors are strategically accumulating gold reserves, positioning themselves for a future less dependent on fiat currencies and more aligned with gold-backed financial systems. This trend highlights a significant shift in global economic dynamics, with potential implications for currency valuations and international trade. as these nations strengthen their alliances with the BRICS alliance. The global financial landscape will witness a significant financial system shift, ringing in a new era of economic stability and independence for humanity. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.